Hey guys, so welcome to my video, Being Grateful Despite Tough Times. I know that many of us have been overwhelmed with the recent news and events that have been going on. I feel like there's been a lot of negativity and just tough times going on that's forcing us to get really real with ourselves. Obviously, our city and our country are both huge areas of concern, but also there's been a lot of death surrounding us, especially for people my age. And other tough situations may be going on, such as job losses, loss of friendships, difficult conversations, whatever the case may be. I feel like we've been forced to approach new situations, like God's pushing us out of our comfort zone. And it's left me wondering how I'm supposed to approach and handle these difficult situations. Each situation has been completely different, and I'm sure they're different for you as well. But in every single one of these situations, I realized the one common thing that I tried to do is to find something good in it, something to be grateful for, something that could be learned from the situation, a lesson that could be taught to myself or to anyone else around me. I was reading this blog the other day and it ended asking, what went right this year for you so far? And I just love the way that question was worded, because sometimes we get so caught up in our bad that we forget about the good. And it's so important to know gratefulness and to realize how blessed we truly are, even when we feel like we're faced with troubling times or difficult situations that we don't have an answer for. So often we go through a tough time, or someone around us goes through a tough time, and we automatically assume the worst. Our lives are over, it's the worst day ever, we deserved it, the devil is busy, whatever. But in order to truly learn how to shift from that victim to victor mentality, we have to realize that a lot of the things that happen to us may actually be happening for us. Tough times teach us how to appreciate the good, and death teaches us how to appreciate life. And because we are often not in control of the toughest situations in our lives, we have to be able to trust in our own abilities and in God's power. We have to learn how to fight through and to find gratitude in the midst of difficult times and situations. But on the other hand, there's also a time when you need to realize that maybe that situation not going the way that you intended for it to go is pushing you to action. Maybe you're being faced with frequent loss of friendships, or always having issues at work, or battling with job loss, or multiple deaths around you, or even just feeling the need to speak up in cases of injustice or unfairness around you, whether it's at your workplace, in your city, in your state, in the country, whatever the case may be. My pastor said today that things that keep frequently getting in your way or preventing you from reaching that goal that you have may be the devil's way of trying to keep you from your destined assignment. So no, tough situations are not ideal, but they may be setting you up for something greater. So that's why finding that gratefulness and finding ways to pick yourself up and knowing where to look during tough times is so important. I truly believe that each of us have been placed here for such a time as this. You were picked and chosen to be here at this very time. So many people my age will say, gosh, I wish I was born in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, whatever. Yeah, we claim we want those old school marriages or that old school music, but there was plenty more that came with those times that we often neglect to mention when we say those kind of statements. Since we have no control over when we were born, we have no choice but to just be grateful that we're even here to witness these moments, because there has been some kind of good that we can look forward to and have been able to witness. A chance to witness life during these moments is something that future generations will look at as turning points, as great shifts, and as times have changed too, even though it's hard to see that right now. It's so easy for us to keep our minds in bondage and to become so mentally consumed with negativity that we don't recognize little freedoms or the little things that we have been blessed with. Our mindsets are often passed down and spread to those around us, so it's so important to try to create that shift for yourself. Gratefulness is an inside job, just like happiness is. It's not something that we can wish on or try on or anything. It's something that we have to make a goal every single day. Sometimes when things knock us down, it's a good time to just think about what we have been blessed with. Even though it's tough, that's usually what eventually allows us to get back on our feet again. But sometimes it takes us so long to remember that there is good that we have, despite bad times and bad situations. It may take us months, days, years, weeks, whatever, in order for us to realize that we need to be able to step back into our greatness, even though something may have knocked us down. When it takes more and more to please us and we start to see less and less to be grateful for, a lot of people and things unintentionally get taken for granted. So find what gives you light. Focus on that, especially when stuff gets tough. You can prepare for those times now. You can get a journal, pick out a favorite song, choose a go-to person that you know will just listen to you when you need them. Whatever it takes to help you find your gratefulness, even when things feel like they're at their very worst. Because it's so important to know yourself and what works for you, so that precious time isn't being wasted. You have to know when to take action and when it's time to turn that tough time into something beneficial for you and whoever else you're surrounded by. This life only happens once, and unfortunately we have no control or answer for when it will end for us. So seize these moments, take control of this day and your life, because there's so much negativity around us already. We're allowed to brag about the good whenever we want to. Don't let anyone silence your joy or your pain. You are never alone, and your feelings matter. We're allowed to live out loud and to be as much of our real selves as we want to be. We are allowed to cry, we are allowed to hurt, to feel, and to be present with whatever emotion that we want to feel. As women especially, we're taught to always be strong, always be tough, keep going regardless, to sacrifice for this person, that person, to put others before ourselves, which is why we struggle so hard with self-love. But these are your moments to feel and to be present with your emotions, and to also learn how to grow through what you go through. Words have so much power, so let's speak more life. Let's take action in our own lives so that tough times aren't dragging us or holding power over us for extended amounts of time. Don't forget to ask yourself, what did go right for me this year? Sit on that and be grateful that you're still here to make a difference. And remember that even small things matter. All obstacles are surmountable, and every hill can be conquered. Don't wait until the next time or until this or that happens for you in order for you to take a stand or to start to be happy or to start to be grateful, and realize that gratefulness starts with you, and you can actually start right now. We're all in this together, so keep choosing love, keep choosing light, and let's find something to be grateful for. And remember that difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. Thank you for watching.